Hey, how's it going? It's a Tuesday night and I am heading to the Flow House, one of those artificial surfing waves here in Bangkok. I know it's on Soi 26, about a mile or kilometer from the Prompong BTS up Soi 26, but my motorbike guy got lost. Took me in a big huge circle and kept insisting it was in the other direction, and maybe it was there and it moved, and that's why Google Maps was taking us off in another direction. But I knew it was down here almost by Rama 4 in the A Square Mall. So I just had him drop me off here at the K Village. It looks like you can find a wine connection and a Via Market. This Soi 26, now we're set back from the BTS quite a bit. This is more for people that have a car, and you can jump on the highway right here at Rama 4. But still, there's some beautiful apartments in this section of town. I'll do a video in the day of 26, maybe a little closer to the BTS. And there's the wine connection. You'll find these all over Bangkok, all over Thailand. They're a good go-to spot. And across the street from the K Village, I see the A Square Mall. I don't know why it wasn't showing up on his GPS, but I'll wander over there and try to find this Flow House. If you run into the same problem, just have your motorbike from Soi 26, the BTS area, just have them come straight up 26. And at the end there, that very busy street is Rama 4. If you've gone there, you've gone too far. This K shopping's on the left, and A Square's right over here on the right. And it must be tucked away back in there somewhere. Here in the A Square is the Peking duck. And the Savoy seafood since 1972. All right, and here we go. All these tourists are getting on the bus from the Savoy seafood. So if you just come back, you'll see this bicycle shop. And right here is the Flow House. Looks like we got a lesson going on. This is it, the Flow House artificial wave. It's about $27, $28 an hour. So come out, can't be that much more to have an instructor here and have a good time. You can see the board you're riding is more comparable to a snowboard. That's actually a little harder in my view. When you want to start surfing, you want to be on a long board as opposed to just grabbing a little short board and jumping in the surf. But this is what you have to work with on this artificial wave. Seems like she's doing a pretty good job as a beginner. They got a nice little surf shop. You can get all your clothing and backpacks, skateboards. Nice skateboards, 3,000 baht. It's at about $100. All right, this guy looks a little more advanced. That's an actually pretty good idea. They have a balancing rope. I think when you get better, some people are just flying up on the top of that wave, real professional style. All right, I think this is one of the instructors, so he's a pro. Oh, he's tearing it up. Instructors seem to be hanging out. They're either instructors or just doing a little side work, hanging out on these picnic tables behind me, and I'm sure they'll be glad for a small fee to teach you how to ride the wave. Also, I'm sure this place gets packed on weekends. It's a Tuesday night about 8 p.m. So this is probably the time to come and learn. Have a good time. I'm up on the top party deck, I'll call it. Oh, she wiped out, but you see, you're not gonna get hurt or anything. It's just maybe bump an elbow, but it's not that big a deal. All right, this guy's a little more advanced. Oh, still pushed it a little too hard. I'm curious, we have a buddy in San Diego who has a really good friend who builds these machines. I'm sure there's several companies that do, but he goes all over the world. I remember one time he was in Abu Dhabi and just all over the world building these wave machines, I'll call them. He's built them on cruise ships, everything. That'd be something if he built this Flow House over here in Bangkok. Oh, he's gonna drop in from the top. There you go. But don't be intimidated by this guy. I'm sure not. I would be more at her level, using the rope. And I've surfed a bunch of times, not on not on something the size of a snowboard, but I've snowboarded, so how hard can this be? So another option, you can ride the bodyboard. And I'm here on a Tuesday. There's actually a 690 baht promotion on Tuesday. There's a 1,100 couples promotion. You can buy 4 months for 49,000 baht. 1 year for 131,000 baht. Ladies' night, Thursday, 590. Yeah, a lot of fun. I don't see the prices for instruction. Okay, the Flow Rider package includes a board, equipment, instructor, 15 hours for 12,000 baht, 30 hours for 21,000. This would actually be a great place for a party for, what is that, 18,000 baht? You get 12 riders for, I don't know how long it is. I guess it's just for 1 hour. So it definitely costs a little bit of money, but if you had 20 people, say a party of 40 and 20 of them are going to do it, it wouldn't be that expensive to basically rent the whole place out. So check it out, the Flow House. They're open from 10 in the morning till 9 p.m. And on the other side of Flow House, it looks like the bike zone. Top gear in there if you're a cyclist. I'm gonna head across the street to this K shopping center and just take a quick peek. I'm considering moving on this 26, so I'm interested in knowing everything about the neighborhood. Coffee and juice places. Here's a Starbucks, and they have a Via Market, which is probably my favorite smaller grocery store. You have Via, Tops, there's a few others, Gourmet. Via, not that I'm looking for all expat products, but every now and then it's nice to get something from home. They'll have Johnsonville, like hot links, that kind of thing, or vanilla wafers. You're gonna pay for it. I threw a box of vanilla wafers and a drink up on the cashier, and I didn't really pay any attention. It was $9 for a thing of vanilla wafers. They also have a really nice selection of wine and spirits, but the problem with wine over here, it's a little expensive. I'm not a huge wine guy, but places like the Big C and the grocery stores, they're only gonna have 20 bottles of wine. You can see here they have hundreds. If you have to have U.S. cereal, Frosted Flakes are usually $3, but if you want the imported Lucky Charms, now that's 379 baht, which is what, closer to $9. Sugar Corn Pops, 369. Reese's, 375. Yeah, all those are going to be right under 10 bucks. Cheerios are 285. I'm not a huge cereal guy. If I grab some, I grab Frosted Flakes. You can't even get these other items in the grocery stores, just as Via's going to import them. Some items aren't that much more expensive. These rolled golds are 155 baht, and you can't get those anywhere. You can get Doritos, and you can't get Fritos. They're 235 baht. These things are imported. It actually even says imported. But Doritos, whether they're imported or not, you can find them in all the 7-Elevens. Same with the Ruffles. Again, I'm not a big junk food guy, just pointing out. Pringles, these aren't very expensive, 55 baht. You can get these in any grocery store. But other items, they're definitely going to be imported, and you might be able to find them in a Via. You're not going to find them in a Big C or a Lotus. You find a lot of frozen things here at the Via, like these Johnsonville sausages. I bought them once, but I think they were about 11 bucks to get them over here, where it's smarter to just go with some local sausages for $3. So I try to shop as local as possible and eat Thai food, but every now and then a man needs his tortillas. These are some good uncooked tortillas, 100 baht, $3. There's Cool Whip for 185 baht, and Eggos are on sale for 215 baht. Now, unlike in the United States where we have big lots and stores like that when the food maybe is getting close to expired, I think they put it exclusive. And like these cheddar jalapeno Cheetos, which I don't want, but they're 169 baht. I'm sure they were over there for 389 baht and maybe sat there for a month, and now they're over on that shelf. See, myself, I'm just fine going with the local mixed nuts, but if you have to have your planters, they have them, 10 bucks. So that's a quick look at the Via. I'm certainly not suggesting to come over here and try to buy only foods from the United States or Australia or England, wherever you're from, but I get it. I try to eat as local as possible, but I'm still out buying pizza once in a while or a hamburger and paying 10 bucks for it. So I get it. Going into this Via, if you want to get some things from back home and it's going to be worth 10 bucks to you, go ahead. You're not going to be able to do that every day, or your food bill is going to be 10 times more than your rent, but it's there if you want it. Via Market, Gourmet Market, Tops. Not so much Big C and Lotus. They'll have some items in there, like for whatever reason they'll have Oreos everywhere you go if you're an Oreo person. But if you want something, certain cookies, you might find them here in this Via Market. And again, I did pay whatever, almost 10 bucks for a box of vanilla wafers, and they kind of tasted like they sat in a shipping container for a month and floated across an ocean, because they did. And also, I'm not speaking poorly of any of these markets. I think they just do things a little different here than kind of our wasteful ways in, say, the United States. I don't think they're quite into, hey, these cookies have sat on the shelf for whatever, I don't know, 12 days, so they're now old, and throw them away or send them off to big lots. I think they might sit on that shelf for months. I don't know. I'm sure they sit on that shelf longer than they would in the United States. Plus, add to that how they got over here. Maybe it was on an airplane. Maybe it was on a shipping container. Again, I don't know. I just know one time I dropped a lot of money. It was 11 bucks, I think, for a pint of Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream, and it was super, super freezer burned. So give it a try, experiment a little. Frozen goods, yeah, you're gonna be okay. The ice cream, maybe that was a one-off, I don't know. I've never bought another $11 thing of Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs, that's for sure. It was just kind of a waste in my view, but give it a try. The tortillas I've never had a problem with. Johnsonville sausages, all that was fine. But then again, I don't know. If something sits in a freezer for 6 months, maybe it goes bad. I don't know. It's all a little bit of an experiment. I don't buy a bunch of booze and wine. Usually it's by the glass if we're out somewhere. But I have bought wine in the United States, and I roughly know what things cost, like cheap Jose Cuervo tequila. I think it's usually on sale for under 20 bucks. I saw it in there, I think it was $28. So there's a rough estimate. And wine, you know, you can spend anywhere from $20, $30 a bottle to $200 a bottle in that Via Market. Hey, so there's a fast peek at the K Village across the street from the A Square and the Flow House. If you're appreciating taking a look around different parts of Bangkok, this is the Sukhumvit Soi 26 and the Prom Pong. Hey, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Thanks.